Om Shanti, 18th of May 2023, Morning Murli, Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence, sweet children, forget whatever you see with your eyes. Forget all bodily beings and practice remembering the bodiless Father. Essence, sweet children, forget whatever you see with your eyes. Forget all bodily beings and practice remembering the bodiless Father. Question: why are the mouths of you children sweetened with knowledge and not with devotion? Question: why are the mouth of you children sweetened with knowledge and not with devotion? Answer: 1. On the path of devotion, people say that God is omnipresent. By him being called omnipresent, there is no longer the idea of the Father and the inheritance, and this is why your mouths cannot be sweetened there. You children now say with love, Baba, and so the inheritance is remembered. This is why your mouths are sweetened with knowledge. Second answer, on the path of devotion, you have been playing with toys without any recognition. And so, how could your mouths be sweetened? So, salutation to Shiva. Om Shanti. Salutations to Shiva, or even Namaste call be said. One always says Namaste to one seniors. The intellect's yoga of human beings is not connected to the purifier Father. There is only the one who purifies the impure. They say to him, salutations to Shiva. It also enters your intellect that Shiva is incorporeal. If you had to salutate Shankar, you would say salutations to the deity Shankar. To say salutations to Shiva is separate from saying salutations to the deity Shankar. They say salutations to the deity Brahma. Brahma exists here. Until he becomes a resident of the subtle region, he cannot be called a deity. Here, there is Prajapita, the father of people. For as long as he is Prajapita and in a human body, he cannot be called a deity. Deities are those who reside in the subtle region or those who reside in the new world. This proves that while he is Prajapita at this time, he cannot be called a deity. You too are called Brahmins at this time. However, you are making effort to have divine intellects, that is, to become deities. The price of the deities is full of all virtues. This cannot be the price of Brahma, Vishnu or Shankar. The price of all human beings is separate from that of deities. The president is the president and he has his own part. And the prime minister has his own part. Each one would have a different part in the drama. When you say salutation to Shiva, it is only to Shiv Baba that you say it. To say salutations to the deity Brahma and salutations to the deity Vishnu is a separate thing. You would not say that to Shiv Baba. You would say the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul Shiva to him, because there is Shiva and the saligrams. They show the saligrams as small and Shiva as a large image. Baba has explained that no one can be smaller or larger. He is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, God the Father. Why do they call him that? Saligram souls can Shiv Baba, and so they would surely receive the inheritance from the Father, because he is the creator of heaven. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, must definitely have created the creation of the original eternal deity religion. No one else can create it. By that Father being called omnipresent, all name and trace of the inheritance is lost. They say that God is omnipresent, that he is present everywhere. The oath they take in his name is also false. They say, I consider God the Father to be present everywhere. So they don't know the Father. You children know that God is now present here. Truly, He is the supreme soul. His price is unique, different from the price of everyone else. He truly is incorporeal and his name is Shiva. He never has a bodily name. All others have names of bodies. The names of their bodies change birth after birth. However, souls are souls. The names of human beings change. They would say, I am feeding this soul in the name of that departed soul. And so they remember that one. However, the body of that soul has been burned and just the soul remains. So they feed the soul. Souls cannot be immune to the effect of action, like they say. The Father sits here and explains. When someone sheds his or her body, the body is finished. So, whom do they feed? Although they would feed the soul, they still have attachment to that body. Here, Baba says, you mustn't have attachment to anyone's body. Become complete destroyers of attachment. You have to remove all consciousness of bodies from your intellect. Whatever you now see with your eyes has to be forgotten. The Father says, simply remember me. I do not have a body, and this is why there is difficulty. When someone gets engaged, she puts on an engagement ring. He is corporeal and he doesn't have an image. The engagement ring that you are given to wear is to remember incorporeal Shiv Baba. This is something new. When someone dies, you understand that he is finished. So, whom do they feed then? They feed that departed soul. The soul definitely comes. The soul carries shankars. The soul carries sanskars. Who said this is salty and this is sweet? The soul says, I found this bitter. My ears are deaf. I have a headache. Who is saying that people have forgotten this? The Father says each soul experiences happiness and sorrow. It is only the Father who is above the brackets beyond the effect of experience. The Father himself sits here and gives you the knowledge of souls to say that each soul is the supreme soul is the greatest ignorance. Throughout the whole world, they say that God is omnipresent, and so what would they gain by remembering Him? Devotees remember Him, but no one knows what can be received from Him. By calling Him omnipresent, there is no question of receiving anything. By following devilish directions, people have been falling down. Srimad is of only the one Father. It is Ravan who gives you devilish directions, and by following his directions, people continue to cause sorrow for one another. You are now the godly community. Those who give happiness to one another. The Father is the bestower of happiness to all. People call themselves the Sarvodaya leader. Brackets, those who have mercy for all. But God alone is called the Master of all, the Creator, the Master of all, the Creator. Sarva means those of the whole world. No human being would be called the bestower of salvation for the whole world. So, the main thing is to remove the idea of omnipresence. Everyone remembers the Father. Devotees want God to come and give them something. The Father definitely did give something. If the Creator creates, He would definitely give something. Would He not? Baba gives you the sovereignty of heaven. You mustn't forget the Father. This takes effort. You children are now sensible and wise. Previously, you were very senseless. By calling the Father omnipresent, you don't receive anything. First of all, the Father proves you that He is the Supreme Father. The word supreme is not used for a physical father. The Supreme Father is the one who resides in the supreme abode, the place beyond. He is the supreme. Only He is the seat of the human world. A father is a seat. He adopts a wife with whom he creates a creation. Shiv Baba says, I adopt this one. Those are physical creations, whereas this creation is mouth-born. This Brahma is my wife, but he has the costume of a male. I adopt him. I give birth to you through the mouth of this one. You are already Shiv Baba's children, but he has given you a new birth through Brahma. You say you are the mother and father. That one is incorporeal. How could he be the mother? A very subtle intellect is required to understand this. The Father is called the Creator, and so how would he create? The one who is called Jagadamba Saraswati is remembered as the daughter of Brahma, a mouth-born creation. Therefore, should she be called the mother, or should this one be called that? In reality, this one Shankar Brahma is the mother, but since he has a male body, how could he be put in charge of the mothers? This is why Jagadamba has become the instrument for that. The father says, I enter this one and adopt him. You then say, we have become the children of God through Brahma. God is our Dada, grandfather. These things are not mentioned in the scriptures. All of those are toys of devotion. People's mouths are not sweetened with toys. Here, you have the temptation of receiving your inheritance from the Father. By calling him omnipresent, no one's mouth is sweetened. Everywhere in the world, they have the idea of omnipresence. At this time, remembrance of me is only in the intellect of my children. So, people have then written that I am omnipresent. All human beings remember me, but they don't know me, and so they have changed the meaning so much. They have made a rope into a snake. Rope into a snake. The Father now says, remember me and no one else. This does not mean that I am omnipresent. You souls know that you remember Baba. So, there is a difference in the meaning of the word omnipresence. These two is distinct in the drama, and the same thing will happen again. It has to happen. Whatever act has taken place now, it was shoot and it is called the drama. This drama is eternally predestined and there cannot be any difference in that. According to the drama, the pictures, etc., have been made through the children. This one himself says, I didn't know anything at all. The Father gave me divine visions. He is the bestower of divine visions. He continues to inspire new pictures to be made. Once one has been made, a new point is given and so this picture has to be corrected. You definitely have to write the word Prajapita in front of the word Brahma. Otherwise, people won't understand anything. It is said, mouth-born creation. Therefore, you become his children. The children of Brahma are Brahmins. You children know that you are the children of Brahma and of Shiv in a practical way. The first matter is of the father and the inheritance. So, your mouth should then be sweetened. The Father is the creator of heaven, and so you should definitely receive that inheritance. If someone doesn't claim it, you can understand that he doesn't belong to your deity religion. Only those who are to claim a deity status will come and understand. The main thing is purity. There cannot be Raksha Bandhan, bound of protection, without remaining pure. You promise the Father, Baba, how can we come to you without remaining pure? You will definitely become elevated by following Srimad. You would not become that in the golden age. You definitely have to become that in the iron age. Only when it is the confluence of the end of the iron age and the beginning of the golden age. That is, only at the confluence age does the Father come and give you children the inheritance of heaven. The name of Bharat is greatly glorified. It is Bharat that becomes the land of truth and the land of falsehood. It is Bharat that becomes the land of truth and the land of falsehood. There won't be any other lands in the golden age. All other lands are perishable. This is an imperishable land because The Eternal Father has come once again. The activity is establishing this religion that has taken place will take place again after a cycle. The Father gives you such an inheritance. He is the most beloved Father. While living at home with your families, all of you who belong to the family path definitely have to become pure. The religion of sannyasis, of those who belong to the path of isolation, is separate. In fact, there are many other different religions. They will not go to heaven. Those who belong to our religion and have been converted to other religions will emerge. You have now received so much knowledge. Each of you has opened your third eye. You are becoming Trikaldarshi. No human beings apart from you Brahmins. They are Trikaldarshi. Even deities are not Trikaldarshi. The Father says, I give each of you a third eye and enable you to see. You children know that your third eye is now opening, just as the Father has the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the whole world. In the same way, we who are His children have received this knowledge from Baba. This means that we are becoming master ocean of knowledge. No one else would be called a master ocean of knowledge. However, you cannot be called oceans of knowledge. You are rivers of knowledge. It isn't that Arjuna shoot an arrow and the Ganges emerge, nor does water emerge from a gaumuk, the mouth of a cow. How could the Ganges come there? There is a vast difference between you with 2 arms and the Jagadamba they have shown with 4 to 6 arms. You children have to explain a great deal. Some children say that they are unable to remember Baba, that they don't consider themselves to be souls, and that they repeatedly forget. How can you receive your inheritance if you don't remember the Father? Baba says, constantly remember me alone, and your sins will be absolved with that power of yoga. If you don't remember Baba, you won't be able to sit on Mama and Baba's throne. Such ones would be called unworthy. Worthy children continue to make a lot of effort to remember the Father constantly. You have to do that till the end. The more you remember the Father, the more you earn. Keep your chart. Those who take the ini- initiative are Arjuna. Only such souls are called heirs. Ajja, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Baptada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. We the spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharna. 1. Give one another happiness according to godly directions. Never cause anyone sorrow. Become a bestower of happiness, the same as the Father. 2. Remove your attachment from those bodies and become a destroyer of attachment. Become a worthy child and make effort to remember the Father constantly. Blessing, may you be a special soul who does everything while seated on the seat of a swan and thereby become an embodiment of success. Blessing, may you be a special soul who does everything while seated on the seat of a swan and thereby become an embodiment of success. The discussion making power of the children who carry out all their tasks while seated on the seat of a swan becomes elevated, and this is why whatever task they carry out, success will be merged in it. Just as you carry out your task while seated on your chair brackets of position. In the same way, keep your intellect on the seat of a swan, and souls will continue to receive love and power even through worldly tasks. Every task will easily be successful. So, seat yourself on the seat of a swan and consider yourself to be special soul. When you carry out any task and you will become an embodiment of success. Slogan, in order to be saved from any conflict of nature, make your intellect, vision and words easy nature. Slogan, in order to be saved from any conflict of nature, make your intellect, vision and words easy nature. Om Shanti.